Alright, first do a brief explanation.
Alright, so what we have right here is a list of fake dodgeball teams. I want to say late April, early May, we're all going to get together and we're going to shoot this mockumentary based on stories told of a real underground dodgeball league that Mike Unger used to be involved with. We're going to make up a bunch of relationships between all the characters of all these teams and what's happened in years prior. And we'll just kind of let everyone go wild.
We'll actually have a real dodgeball
We'll
tournament.
have a real dodgeball tournament, and everyone stays in character for the entire tournament, and we just kind of see what happens from there.
It's gonna be sweet.
This is going to be so much fun.
I had a friend, Mike Unger, who played Steez on the Flicks, and he participated in an underground dodgeball league that met in downtown Chicago every couple weeks for these like tournaments, and they would end in fights all the time. And I'm like, that sounds so
Really?
Yeah, I was like, that sounds so cool. Like, let's do that, but like give them, let's make a movie about it.
Here's the idea. Go forth. I mean, you got to have a lot of faith in the people that you're working with. Mm-hmm. Have a lot of trust in them, and to even want to spend the time.
We all got these character sheets that kind of told us, who we were and what we were going to be playing, and he did an awesome job of giving backgrounds as to extensive backgrounds as to what these characters feel and their relationships with each other.
I don't think we've ever shot anything like this improvised. Not on this scale.
It really was just turn the camera on. You kind of want to talk about this, but let's just play together for a while.
See what happens. Have some fun with it.
People added things to their characters that I could have never thought of. I could have never written, and that's exactly what I wanted.
I'm a quarter. I knew it. I was just gonna say it. Why'd you break it? That was sick. That's what I like.
When they started out, the project was meant to be some sort of web series or something.
A couple months later, it's all right, well, this is, gonna be a feature now.
There was still a lot of work to make it into a feature, to take it from a miniseries, to find shit that wasn't there, and to reshoot stuff to make other stuff fit.
When they decided to make a feature, they went back and restructured, and I think got some more stuff. Gives it a different kind of feel in a way because of that.
Yeah, we found a lot of holes in the story, in order for there to be, a completed story with a beginning, middle, and end. Then there has to be, certain conflicts that need to be resolved. There needs to be certain things that for example, Micah's character was brought in after we had filmed almost all the movie, because there was just this huge gap in the story, and he really helped bring everything together.
It's just more of a chronicle of these little teams, and I don't know, it's a funny movie. I think it's an original improvised comedy. It's pretty much all improvised, the entire thing, so that's a big feat with the group that we had.
What I knew at the beginning was that like Drew basically said, okay, you're this guy who founded this league years ago with friends, and then it never really went anywhere, and I'm incredibly disappointed with the current state of it. I'd like it to be awesome, but the people involved are just they're just weirdos and undesirables.
Our team is just basically a bunch of dudes who don't give a fuck. We like metal and we like mayhem, and we just kind of fuck shit up.
We fuck shit up. We just rage.
I like Jake's character, because it was a big contrast. He's in this death metal band, but then he kind of finds God.
It was really spur of the moment, but I just said something like, did like a Creed quote, and then like all that like my character got. Then like after that we're like, yeah, like keep doing that shit, like keep being like really religious.
Creed's a good fucking band. Gremlin, god damn it!
John Paul is like the fan favorite amongst the cast.
I love John Paul.
John Paul.
John Paul.
John Paul.
John Paul. That's probably what everyone's saying.
Ow! Yeah!
He's a gentle giant at heart, but you know, he transformed himself.
There's so much to this big, huge dude ogre. Like, why is he so anti-God? And you slowly find out it has deep roots in his past with his father being a nurse.
I was on set doing costumes. John Paul just out of nowhere brought up this Lindsay girl that was dating Jake's character.
Seems like you're changing a lot on me. Been hanging out with that girl again?
Like, all right, you're Lindsay, you're his girlfriend, that you're really Christian, you converted him, and you're gonna be at the tournament cheering him on, and just kind of ran with that.
We lucked out with like our team. We definitely fed off of each other, and like that's what made our team funny.
Yeah! Dusty kicked off in his bitch!
It was the reigning champs, and they're like a very ignorant group, so they thought that they didn't have to practice to get back into the championship, but they just ended up losing first round. Death last.
They drank a lot of scissor.
Yeah, they drank scissor. They were very clean and rapped a lot. You know, they kept it dusty for the most part.
We shot the tournament May 1st, 2011. And at this time, Micah, who plays Greg, was in Brazil.
And I was actually not here during the original shooting of most of the movie. So my character was kind of added post de facto.
So we're like, well, there's some like holes with the Dusty clique. Like, why don't you just be their white roommate?
What's up, guys? Singing and stuff, huh?
Mike is like the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
But like to be like acting really fucked up towards him the whole time, to me, just I don't know why, that was just hilarious to me. The initial tryout was just me and him, and I was just like purposely just gonna fuck him up with the ball.
Oh.
We kind of changed it up, and I like it a lot better when he was he actually was kicking our ass in the tryout.
I just loved Lil Dusty just because, like, I don't know, just filming with him was just so fun. He would get me to break character so fast.
All right, first off, thank you, Shorter. I'm originally from Atlanta, so a lot of the people in Atlanta, it's obviously a stereotypical like version, over-exaggerated version of Atlanta guys.
The way he stepped into the character was, I mean, those are just like some of the funniest moments of filming for me.
You know what I'm saying, Shorter? Like where I'm from, where I say, folk, like.
When I thought when we were pitching the ideas to each other, I thought our characters would be more kind of like rough Hispanic dudes, and they turned out being like, but what about mom?
But maybe call mom. Call mom.
Call your mama, so.
When we shot the shot of you trying out for the Dusty flick was actually like my surprise birthday party.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was surprised.
I walked in with the clothes I was wearing from that shot, and it was just kind of awkward.
Happy birthday,
That's
the
best outfit to be surprised.
Good kid.
Dude, I think all the flicks, like Greg.
Oh, the flicks. Every fucking flick was hilarious.
We were all related, kind of in weird ways, and I don't know how much of our actual like family tree is explained.
We wanted like white trash in a way that's like city trash, not redneck white trash.
I loved Greg's character because he was so sweet and just doing his thing, and it was just so dirty and so gross.
Skunk, I was told, was the adopted brother to this kind of like hodgepodge family. He had like this weird fixation on trash. Even like when the camera wasn't even on me, like in the background, I was always like trying to focus on trash in some way. And like I don't really have a big stake in the dodgeball tournament. I really only have a stake in the trash. It's awesome that it takes place in a warehouse. It's like
I thought Coop was hilarious too, just that voice.
Fucking heck, was it Planet X with Jeff Clooney, George Clooney's cousin?
Cooper's scene was like one of the most amazing things ever because he just went on for like 12 minutes just off the dome. Like he literally day to day like became this character.
What do white trash people do? Like drink like a warm glass of milk on like a hot summer day and just fucking love it and dip your pizza in it or whatever.
Well, Coop had that stupid bowl cut. Drew had like the mohawk, and I feel worse for Brian because he had like the Benjamin Franklin.
The look on Brian's face, it was just like, what am I doing, dude? This is terrible.
He was like so pathetic, and like you feel so bad for him at the same time.
When he was thinking up the characters, just he wanted like a little bitch, and then he came in with the idea of having me be a male prostitute.
The flicks are all about Billy, you know, the little brother who really all he wants is for us to just be a family. He desperately is seeking that love from us. And in the end, he still doesn't get it.
I know, like, Jackson and Coop still love me. I just wish they'd show it more, and they never did a team hug.
Henry's on 3. 1, 2, 3. Henry's!
The Henrys were all about keeping the status quo within the dodgeball tournament. We were the ones that started it, so we had to stay on top.
All the Henrys I think were hilarious because I seen their footage first before I saw all of them, any of them, and I just thought it was so funny how they played the rich like 1% fucks like better than anybody I've ever seen.
Gil Ross also.
Oh, yeah,
he's
Gil.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
Gil's
his stuff
just-
is great.
He's beyond hilarious.
Ethnicity. We now actually have ethnicity in this league.
Nick Johnson's character I really liked. He played it real well.
We're just given that we're like the rich, elitist, white assholes, and I guess my interpretation of that was just go as racist as possible, as often as possible.
Gonna own it, guys. That's right, that's how the white man does.
I was supposed to be like the right-hand man of Aaron's character, who's like the next in line for the family, and I guess I'm just like way overprotective.
He needs to stop kissing my ass. The Henrys are probably the only team that the audience won't want to win, but since we're in the documentary mindset, it's like, you know, well, that's not real life. You know, in real life, like, the good guy doesn't win.
White men win! White men win! White men win!
The tournament was interesting because you had to take it for real, but you had to stay in character. So it's like you're acting, but you're not.
It was like it was a pretty wild experience. It was like nothing I've ever thought I'd do before. Where we probably had like 30 people in that warehouse, and everyone was acting.
We've shot in the warehouse a ton of times for different stuff, but when we shot this, like, we wanted it to be a real tournament.
I mean, it was like a live performance, and everyone was just kind of going. And I know I broke character a couple times. Like, I don't know, I would look around and be like, oh my god, we're actually fucking doing this right now.
I was pumped because I always played dodgeball with my friends actually, like, you know, back at home. So, you know, getting to actually play dodgeball was awesome.
Yeah, the warehouse was fucking crazy. There was like just really sprawling, gigantic place, just filled with all these crazy rooms. Like just like you would go into
Really
room.
creepy too.
Yeah, really
super creepy.
Yeah. Everyone just stay in character and just go to this like old ass bread factory.
Everyone knows whose team they're on, and we do a dodgeball tournament. Whoever wins, wins. If you lose, you lose. It's a documentary in that moment. And, you know, that day it was a documentary.
Let's just plant cameras everywhere and just let shit happen, and then we'll worry about cutting later. You know? And
Turned out like it turned out a lot better than I thought it was gonna turn.
Me
out.
too.
I think everybody lets a certain amount of themselves out, like when they're getting competitive.
Some of the time I was like really trying. I'm really trying to win right now because I want to, you know, I want the Dusty Click to be, you know, successful.
I thought it was gonna be a lot of fun to be honest. I was coming in this pretty pumped to play some dodgeball. I haven't played that since like
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be
school.
so much better at dodgeball, but those balls fucking sucked.
You throw it extra hard and then it just slow down in midair. You're like, damn.
Yeah.
Don't play on the ball, man.
No, like I don't know. Like I got out really early and I was really surprised, and it's weird that you were good.
No, it's natural talent.
Kevin had one of those motivations where it's like I think his character was just so dumb that he just didn't realize, you know, his own plan foiled itself.
I think Kevin was the most athletic out of anyone there in the tournament.
Even Brent, I know him as a play actor, and he does like all like professionally acting. I don't know how he was really taking it, but his character was pissed off the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like some of that was like coming through.
The tournament is just the climax. It's about everything leading up to it and getting a look into the lives of these people from 4 different corners of the city and just the way they kind of intertwine with each other and the struggles between the groups. That's where the story is.
Bring it back! No!
It's fun, and it's got a lot of different characters that you can grow to like, a lot of different stuff happening, a lot of locations. It's very Chicago, so I think we use the city really well.
It's raw. It's like, I think it's like a movie that everyone would like to make. It shouldn't just be for anyone who likes to make movies. Anyone who likes to watch movies. I mean, you have like a huge ensemble of characters you could really grow to love.
The best part about it for me was just like the amount of dedication on set. Like that was crazy. I've never seen like that many people show up for something, that's like not paying them.
A lot of us have known each other for a couple of years now, and we're pretty like familiar with each other's styles, like working together and stuff. And I think this is my first experience, I don't know about you guys, but with like everyone.
It's like, what kind of project can we all do where everyone has an equal part, in it? And this was like the perfect medium for that.
We got F&D, we got, Ruby Dog, we got all kinds of people, it's like probably names I'm forgetting right now, but it's like all these different groups.
Every single person in the entire movie did an amazing job. There's not one moment where like I wasn't disinterested in any one character.
Every piece of the movie is like a piece of the soul of every character in it.
But everyone did so fucking well. It was just so much fun to shoot all that. It was insane.
It wasn't even about characters, it was about an event. And then we morphed it into like this character piece.
Yeah. What it was supposed to be was like the webisodes, and then it turned into this accidental feature. It started off as one thing, and then it turned into another, and then it metamorphosized, if you will. And I think that's what made the experience of the film into almost a new genre in itself.
The whole movie in itself has this, gritty theme of reality that, kicked ass.
There are improv movies and there are mockumentaries, but I've never really heard of a movie that was edited and shot like this, like totally on a whim. The whole dodgeball tournament was on a whim.
The great thing about improv is that like you get these golden moments, and I think the entire movie is just made up of like these really golden moments that we caught.
It was everything I wanted it to be, plus more fun, if that makes any sense. Like, it was just a blast to do, and we were working.
It's something different, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an experience of a film,
$300 accidental improv documentary ball of weirdness and balls, red balls.
Get the fuck out of here.